And it is my pleasure to welcome USC head basketball coach Andy Enfield to the show. Coach, how are you?
Doing very well, thank you.
Well, I can imagine. Congratulations on getting back to the Sweet 16 once again, my friend. What an impressive performance by you guys last night against Kansas. You beat them by 34 points. They'd never lost by more than 18 in the tournament, taking down one of the true blue bloods of college basketball. At what point did you know you guys really had it going?
Well, Kansas is never out of a game. They're so good defensively all season. They're explosive offensively, and they've been playing great basketball. I think they won 9 out of 10 coming into the game. And so they were playing their best basketball at the end of the year, and their big center, McCormick, was playing great, and their guards were so talented. So to be honest, we never thought we had the game until maybe about 6 or 7 minutes left when it ballooned up to 25 or 30 points. But even at halftime, we were up 19. And they came out and made a quick run. I had to call timeout with about 17 minutes left and settle our guys down to just remind them that this game's not over.
What was it, 8 years ago? You made the Sweet 16 at Florida Gulf Coast?
Yes, 8 years ago, yes. So it was a special run by FGCU, the Eagles. What great players we had. It was a lot of fun.
How does this feel different, or does it?
Well, it's totally different. I was there 2 years. We were a brand new school, brand new program. We just had the school had just gone Division I, and the way that those players came together and the exciting style of play that they had. This is different because our coaching staff came in here 8 years ago and built this program. And Jason Hart, my associate head coach, Chris Kapko, Curtis Schultz, they've been with me the entire time. And so to see being last place in the Pac-12 for 2 years, our first 2 years, we were 5-31 in the Pac-12. And we just weren't very good. And then we were able to recruit and develop some players and have some success here the last 6 years. And so this was a great game for our program to show how far the USC program has come. So it was a little different feeling than the Florida Gulf Coast run. But at the same time, anytime you can go to the Sweet 16, it's just special for the players. And so I'm really happy for our players right now because they worked so hard to get here.
You talked about some of your assistant coaches, Eric Mobley and Jason Hart and Chris Kapko and Coach Desmond. Which one of those guys was it that brought your attention to CBS saying you guys were undisciplined?
Well, we were at lunch, and Coach Mobley pulled his phone out to watch a game or check on some scores from the tournament. And this was in the afternoon. We played the late game, so he literally turned his phone on, turned to CBS, and it broke to a studio show, and I don't even know who said it. We just heard it. We saw it and heard it, and just said we were undisciplined, and they were picking Kansas. So, look, everybody has an opinion. We were just fortunate to play well last night and at least play good basketball.
Yeah, well, I love how everybody has to find a chip, right? Everybody has to have something to hold on their shoulder. Tom Brady does it more so than anybody, and he's the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Did you use that guy? Did you use that as fuel? Did you talk to your team about that?
No, we didn't talk to the team. Our staff heard it. So our staff was we were just a little it made us very angry because if you looked at the Ken Palm numbers, which shows defensive and offensive efficiency, we're ranked 5th in the nation in defense and the top 20 in offense. And I think our overall Ken Palm rating now is 6th in the nation. So, it was just an uncalled for comment for someone who probably had never seen us play.
Well, I thought you handled it well. It was probably Barkley. Just blame it on Barkley.
No,
he only watches half the games anyway.
Barkley's great. I love Charles Barkley. He's the best. So, no, it definitely wasn't him. He's great.
Well, let me ask you about the Mobley family has been pretty good for you. You got a coach on your staff. You got Evan, who's going to be a top 5 pick. He's been nothing short of spectacular. But big bro Isaiah has been really, really good for you guys in the tournament.
Well, the whole Mobley family is special. From Nicole, the mother, she was there with her some of her relatives, and Coach Mobley, Eric, has done a great job. He's been on our staff for 3 years. Isaiah came 2 years ago, and Evan, of course, this year. But Evan and Isaiah have improved so much as players. But the greatest thing I can say about those guys, they're just winners. They don't have an ego. They just play team basketball, and And we're a team. Isaiah and Evan are playing well, but so are all the other guys, and they're the first two guys to give their teammates credit. And they know they wouldn't be here without the rest of the team. And so it's great to see Evan and Isaiah improve so much and take the leadership. But we're really playing well as a team right now.
This is where you want to be as a coach. You leave Florida Gulf Coast, you come to Los Angeles. I think we live in the same general vicinity, and you make the trek every day up to USC. And it's obviously it's well known. USC is a football school. I went to Tennessee. It's a football school that's produced some really good basketball teams over the years. But one of the hard things at USC is being consistently good year in and year out in basketball. Do you think this is the step in the right direction for you guys to be able to do that? Obviously, you've had success since you've been here, but the first Sweet 16 for the school since 2007.
Yeah, we understand the difficulty. Look, I was at Florida State as an assistant coach for 5 years with Leonard Hamilton. That's a football school as well. I love football. My wife, Amanda, loves college football. So we really root for the Trojans and their football program. And I think when they do well, it helps the entire school. It helps the national brand. But at the same time, it doesn't help you win basketball games because you have a good football team. You have to go and do that on your own. And so I think what really has been difficult, or was difficult when we first took the job, was just the lack of sustained success in the USC basketball program over the history of it, because there's been some great coaches and players and great teams, but the lack of sustained success or the tradition. So when you go play at Kansas that had decades and decades of that tradition and the sustained success, it's a whole different type of program and fan support. So we're doing our best to try to sustain that success. The last 6 years, I think we're 14th or 15th in the country in wins among the Power 5 conferences. I think we have 133 wins. Last 2 years, we're 46 and 16, which is third in the nation in wins among the 6 power conferences behind Baylor and Kansas. So for USC to be 46 and 16 the last 2 years, that's a credit to our players. They've just done a terrific job.
It's been a minute for you guys since you were in the Elite Eight. I think it was Brian Scalabrini's team back in 2000, 2001-ish. Have you heard from anybody from that team who's rooting for you guys to get back there?
I get some texts. I know our assistant coach is Desmond Farmer, who played on that elite team. He's a graduate assistant for us now. So he gets a lot of – he knows those guys because he was on that team. I just got a call from Mo Layton today, who is a legend in USC hoops. He played with Westfall before Paul, I guess, in the same team. And Mo Layton was really one of the guys that started some of that success. So it is nice to hear from the ex-Trojans. I've had some ex-coaches reach out to me, and so that's really nice. I think everyone's rooting for our players. We got a special team this year.
Yeah, it's been a fun team to watch. I've had the opportunity to watch you guys a little bit. Like I said, being in the area. The move to L.A. from Florida Gulf Coast for you, have there been any moments when you look up in the stands at a game, or you're sitting there at the Manhattan Country Club watching Maria Sharapova play tennis, and you're saying, man, you're seeing a star-studded person that you may not have expected to see on that particular day? Give me one of those L.A. moments.
Well, I'd probably say it's when I go to the beach and I see the Olympic beach volleyball players, and I'm like, wow, they're a lot better athlete than I ever was or ever will be. So, you do see the Southern California, the Los Angeles area is a great place to live. We love the lifestyle, my wife and our family, and we just have a lot of friends that in the entertainment, the sports business, and just people that are we've met along the way. They're just terrific families. So we really enjoy the area.
All right, last question, Coach, before we let you go. You got Oregon coming up. You're going to play them again. You played them during the regular season. You guys won that game. I've heard your quote, hey, we'd rather not play Oregon, a conference team that we've played before. We'd rather play somebody out of the Pac-12. But the good news is that no matter what happens in this game, it'll be a Pac-12 team in the Elite Eight. You don't really mean that. You don't care if Oregon goes to the Elite Eight. You want to get in the Elite Eight, right? I mean, it sounds good in theory.
Well, of course, we would like to win that game, but I was just confused of how Oregon, two league teams, can play each other in the Sweet 16. So I was confused on how that happens. I don't know what the selection committee or the criteria, how they seed teams or what brackets they put them in. So I apologize. I just don't know enough information to comment on that. But look, Oregon has a tremendous team, and the reason I said what I said yesterday was I think it is unfortunate for the Pac-12 for us to have to play Oregon because we were first. Oregon was first. We were second in the league. And to have the first and second teams play in the Sweet 16 is not ideal because the March Madness is all about playing teams from other conferences and playing teams that you've never played before or haven't played in a while. So it'll be a heck of a game. Two good teams going at it from the same league, and we'll do our best.
Yeah, speaking of the league, I lied. I have one more question. The Pac-12 has been so good. I mean, surprisingly good in this tournament. Did that surprise you that you guys got 4 teams into the Sweet 16?
I think it's surprising, but it's not surprising in the fact that we have a really good league, and the teams in our league obviously can beat anybody else in the country on a given night, and you've seen that. We're 9-1 and 4 in the Sweet 16. So I think if you would have said, hey, 4 out of the 5 teams are going to go to the Sweet 16, I think a lot of people would be surprised, me included, but pleasantly surprised. But I'm not surprised at the level of play because we've been battling these teams all year long, and we've been trying to tell the media, I'm from the East Coast, so I never saw a USC basketball game growing up. I saw USC football on Saturday afternoon. I loved the Cardinal and Gold jerseys, and that was my favorite football uniform. But that was because it was on Sunday afternoons. I never saw a USC basketball game on the East Coast because the game started at 7 or 8 o'clock, and you just don't follow the Pac-12. So I think the Pac-12 is not appreciated enough on a national scale just because of the time difference and the lack of exposure to the East Coast and to the Midwest. So our league was really good last year. We had 6 teams in the tournament last year as well. We put 10 draft picks in the NBA last year. And now you're seeing some really good basketball teams advance, and I'm happy for our league.
Back in the Sweet 16 is USC for the first time since 2007, trying to get to the Elite 8 for the first time since 2001. Andy Enfield. Congratulations, Andy. It's been fun to watch you guys play. It really is a fun team. You guys are playing some lockdown defense. You're shooting the 3 ball. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.